Fallout 3 utilizes a karma system to help guide the player's moral choices. Throughout the story of Fallout 3, you stumble upon opportunities to do good for others, and this nets you good karma. This got me thinking, is the story of Fallout 3 leading you toward a moral path? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. Can you beat Fallout 3 without gaining good karma? To start, we are playing on very hard difficulty, and the goal is to find out if good karma is mandatory for the main story. If we hit a point of good karma, we will try to avoid it. If we can't avoid it, then we will just move past and see where else we are stopped by being a do-gooder. I will not be doing any glitches or exploits as well. Our story starts with our character being born. Our mom dies and we flash forward to our room with our dad. He walks out when we escape the baby gate. We get to pick our special at this point. For my special, I make Charisma 4 for a perk needed later, Intelligence of 9 for more skill points, and Agility of 7 for sneak and small guns. He comes back and we flash forward again to our 10th birthday. We are given a Pip-Boy by the Overseer, a melee skill magazine by Amata, the Overseer's daughter, a hat, and a sweet roll. The octopus robot obliterates the cake, and the bully who showed up at my birthday party tries to take my sweet roll from me. I tell Butch his mother drank all the food stamps away and he tries to beat me up. Dad gets a call from his buddy Jonas. During this time I jump on a table and perform a show for the old woman. She loved it so much that I had to do a console command to get off the table. Dad then tells me there's a present in the basement. Down there, he gives me my own BB gun, and I shoot some targets and a mutated cockroach. My dad then takes a picture with me. I wonder how they develop it. Flash forward again to the GOAT testing day. The GOAT, or Generalized Occupational Aptitude Test, is a test all Vault 101 citizens take to find their purpose in the vault. Before going to class, I take the medicine bobblehead from my dad's desk, and this raises my medicine skill by 10. I ignore Amata being bullied because I don't want the good karma from helping her and head to class. We talk to the teacher and I ask to skip the GOAT, and the teacher says that's fine. I get to then pick my tag skills, which are Sneak, Lockpick, and Small Guns. Sneak is good for sneaking on very hard, Lockpick is good for picking locks and getting extra ammo, and Small Guns helps me shoot better. We flash forward 3 years and I'm awoken by Amata. She tells me my father has left the vault and it has caused chaos. Her father is looking for me, and she has come to warn me. She gives me a gun and ammo and leaves. I pick up the stuff from my desk and a vault utility suit, which gives me +5 to repair and lockpick. I also take my Grognak comic from my 10th birthday. We head out into the hall and we are confronted by a security officer. He is quickly surrounded by rad roaches and my bullets and dies. We kill the rad roaches and Butch comes and tells us his mother is being attacked. I tell him tough shit and his mom probably dies. We go throughout the vault and kill rad roaches and vault security as they get in our way. We eventually stumble upon Amata, and she is being interrogated by her dad and a security officer. A quick bullet ends that conversation and we move towards the Overseer's office. We stumble upon Jonas's dead body, and I loot his vault lab coat. This gives +5 to science. With this and the vault utility jumpsuit, I can get into areas that are behind lockpick and science checks without investing more points into them. We hack a terminal and go through the secret Overseer tunnel. Moving forward, we hit the vault door and open it. Amata comes and tells me she's surprised that I did it, but I should get going. 2 vault security officers come to say goodbye, and I appreciate that, so I give them a parting gift. We then head out to the Capital Wasteland. Outside, we hit level 2. We put points into science, lockpick, sneak, and small guns. We pick intense training and put a point into agility for the extra sneak and small guns. In Springville, we loot an unarmed skill book and move towards Megaton for the secret sniper rifle. Around Megaton, we kill mole rats and hit level 3. More points go into lockpick, science, small guns, and sneak, and another intense training point for agility. We pick up the sniper rifle from the rock and go into Megaton. I talk to Mora and do the first part of her quest, the Wasteland Survival Guide. She needs us to get rad, so I drink bomb water and she cures me. I get a free perk that is basically useless. We leave and then head to Springville. In Springville is a former hussy named Silver. Just for talking to her, she will give us 300 caps. We are now wanting to head towards Vault 112. On the way, we come across some raiders. We lead them to a random encounter pertaining to an injured Deathclaw. The crippled Claw still handles the raiders, and I put him down for doing so well. The random encounter grants us a Deathclaw gauntlet schematic, and we get our first hunting rifle. We come across a pre-war military checkpoint on our way to Vault 112, which has our first assault rifle and a big gun skill book. We enter Jocko's Pop and Gas Stop, which houses an energy weapon skill book. After Jocko's, we head to Smith Casey's garage. Inside there are mole rats, which we make quick work of, and also a lockpick skill book. As we explore the basement, we find that Vault 112 is down there. We enter inside and are greeted by a robot, telling us to equip a vault suit and enter a simulation egg. Inside the simulation, we are greeted by Betty. She's still going through puberty because her voice fluctuates a lot and she wants us to torture the residents in this simulation. As this is the only way to leave without gaining good karma, I oblige, and I first must torture a boy named Timmy. I just pretend like I am Butch and he is me and start punching. This works and he cries. Next up, Betty wants us to split up a marriage. I oblige and steal women's clothing and frame the husband as a cross-dresser. I help his wife find out and she's mortified by this. With them split up, Betty tells us to kill a resident and make it look like an accident. Whatever you need, kiddo. I sabotage the woman's house, and her chandeliers falls on her, but I didn't get to see it, sadly. Finally, Betty tells me to cosplay as a killer clown and kill all the residents. I oblige. Turns out Betty is actually a pre-war German working for Vault-Tec and likes torturing the residents that live in his vault. Dad was also in the simulation with me as the dog. We get out and Dad's thankful for my help. He tells me he came here looking for a GECK. A GECK, or Garden of Eden Creation Kit, is a device made by Vault-Tec that would allow the rebuilding of America or something. Vault 112 does not house the GECK, but that's okay. I'm back with my dad. He tells me he wants to head back to Rivet City, and I tell him I won't be joining him. I do actually join him, but if he travels without you, he will have infinite ammo, and this makes the trek easier. If you want to go with him, he runs out of ammo fairly easily. I also hit level 4 and put points in Lockpick, Science, Small Guns, and Sneak. I then pick Educated for my perk, which gives me more skill points for my leveling, and I finally realize I should have been wearing my Vault 101 armored jumpsuit from Mora. Our trek is fairly insignificant, except for some raiders we run across. They are located near a highway and blew me up several times by shooting cars. I just let Dad fight the raiders, while I search the preservation shelter and I find a sneak skill book. Dad eventually deals with most of them, and obliterates one while I pick up a Mirelurk crab kick. There's also a lockpick skill book in this camp. As we pass the Arlington Library, I hit level 5. I invest in Science, Small Guns, and Sneak. I pick Comprehension and read my vast collection of skill books. This helps boost several skills slightly. In another preservation shelter, there's a small gun skill book. Dad and I reach the Jefferson Memorial, which is patrolled by super mutants. I shoot a grenade out of one of the mutants' hands, and it does barely any damage. I feel like shooting grenades in Fallout 3, even at a ridiculous percentage, always hits. What do you guys think? As we continue, we pass by another mutant encampment, and are helped out by Lucky Harith and his caravan security. Random and accidental interactions like this are why I still enjoy playing Fallout 3. The anarchy that you can run into at any point is fun to witness and be a part of. We deal with the camp, and I reach Rivet City. I no-scope a less privileged person, and we head inside. Dad talks to Madison Lee about returning to Project Purity. Project Purity was a project my dad, mother, and Dr. Lee were working on when I was born. He abandoned the project to bring me to Vault 101 and keep me safe. The goal of Project Purity was to bring clean water to the capital wasteland. I also pick up the Intelligence bobblehead, making Intelligence 10, and we go to the Rivet City Marketplace. In the market, we do the Silver Rush Shuffle and get our first Chinese assault rifle. Dad and his fellow scientists head to the Jefferson Memorial where Project Purity is housed. In there, we have to clear out super mutants. Once that is done, I tell Dad and we head on inside. He needs us to do some tasks and we oblige. During this, he brought up the fact that we have a dark cloud over us and are different since he left. This is due to us having evil karma. I found this interesting because during most playthroughs, I normally get the line about how we are great for defusing the Megaton bomb. I wonder how many variations Dad will have for us at this point, but who knows. Our last task for Dad is to clear a pipe that is clogged up. While we are doing this task, the old world military known as the Enclave show up to Project Purity. We encounter some of their soldiers and have to take them out. We get back to the main hub of the project, and we see Dad being held hostage by Colonel Autumn. Colonel Autumn seems to be the one in charge of the Enclave, and demands we hand over the project to them. My dad doesn't oblige and sacrifices himself so that the fellow scientists and I can escape. We escape through an underground tunnel attached to the memorial. In this tunnel are Enclave soldiers and feral ghouls. We are supposed to protect the people with us, but who cares? During our journey, we find a sneak skill book and an energy skill book. Later in the tunnel, we are confronted with an issue. Garza, one of the people accompanying the scientists, has a heart issue. We need to find him medicine. I don't do that. We escape the tunnel and end up on the steps of the Citadel. The Citadel, which was once the Pentagon, is now the home of the Brotherhood of Steel. Normally we can't gain access to it, but due to Dr. Lee raising her voice, we are allowed in. On the way in, we hit level 6 and put points into small guns. We pick the Child at Heart perk, which will come in use later. Inside we meet Elder Lyons, the leader of the Brotherhood, and his daughter Sarah Lyons. They ask about Project Purity, and Lee tells them we need a GECK. Through running around the Citadel, we find that the GECK is located in Vault 87, but we can't go through the vault's front door. Conveniently, there is a back entrance through Little Lamplight. Before going to Little Lamplight, I asked about being trained to use power armor, and now I can wear some of the best armor in game. We also run to Megaton for some ammo, and I grabbed the Strength bobblehead from Lucas Sims' house. Now it's time for Little Lamplight. Little Lamplight houses only young children, and they are very distrusting of adults. With the Child at Heart perk we picked at level 6, I am able to enter. If I did not have this perk, I would have had to free enslaved kids, and this would have granted me good karma. Little Lamplight is attached to Vault 87, and to get there we need to head through Murder Pass. Murder Pass is filled with super mutants. Super mutants in the Capital Wasteland originate from Vault 87. The former residents of Vault 87 had access to FEV. FEV, or the Forced Evolutionary Virus, is a virus that was supposed to enhance humans to be able to live in a post-nuclear world. What it actually does is it just turns humans into horrific androgynous monsters that capture more humans to make more mutants. In Murder Pass, there is a big gun skill book and a barter skill book. This stretch of the game is the hardest part of the game for me, and what I end up doing is killing a mutant and then going to sleep and restoring health. I do this for most of the vault. In the vault, we also hit level 7 and I max small guns and start investing in energy weapons. We pick Bloody Mess as our perk for the extra damage. We enter Vault 87 and find an energy weapon skill book. Throughout clearing the mutants out, we hit level 8, and sneak and energy weapons get more skill points. I pick Scrounger to hopefully find more ammo, which helps with the bullet sponge mutants. We find an unarmed skill book and proceed to Fox. I was relieved to get to Fox, since he is very strong and can help us clear out the other mutants. Fox is a super mutant as well, but he has no desire to capture or kill humans. Because of this, he is put into a prison by his brothers, and releasing him, he would decide to help us. I sneak through the mutants surrounding the terminal that would release Fox and set him free. He does help a lot, but when I talk to him, the game gives me good karma. I revert back to an old save and have to clear out the mutants myself. This is just tedious as I have to unload magazines into the monsters and then go heal up. We eventually get to a heavily irradiated area that houses the Gek. This is the first time I ever have to get the Gek by myself, so I grab a hazmat suit and consume some Rad-X. We grab the Gek, which is just a briefcase, and head out to go back to the Brotherhood. We enter a room and are captured by the Enclave. We begin being interrogated by Colonel Autumn. President Eden interrupts and he gets Autumn to leave the room and lets us escape. We grab our loot from the locker and I hit level 9. I put my points into energy weapons and I pick Commando as my perk. I use the stealth boy and sneak by the hostile Enclave. We meet President Eden and it turns out he is an AI. The player has to go out of their way to get him to not self-destruct. I then grab the modified FEV that the AI wanted me to place in Project Purity. We leave the Enclave base and head back to the Brotherhood. We inform them that the Enclave has the Gek and is planning on activating Project Purity. This whips the Brotherhood into a frenzy and they bring out Liberty Prime, a pre-war robot made to help the US Army in defending of Anchorage, Alaska. He never ended up being used and was stuck in the Pentagon's basement since his incarnation. We hit level 10 and raise energy weapons and pick Finesse for the extra crit damage. We then follow Prime to the Jefferson Memorial, and this is a leisurely trip. An Enclave soldier does a cool flip on the way, and we are outside the memorial. Sarah Lyons and I head inside and deal with the Enclave in there. We go to the control area and confront Autumn and his goons. With them gone, we are then confronted with an option. Either I go in and probably die from starting Project Purity, or Sarah goes in and definitely dies activating it. We let Sarah go in, and before she enters the code, I insert the modified FEV. She activates Project Purity, and we beat Fallout 3 without gaining good karma. I really thought at some point I would be at a stopping point during this playthrough, and was surprised that I could avoid all good karma. This wasn't an evil playthrough, it was just a not good playthrough. Are you surprised you can beat Fallout 3 without gaining good karma? Have you done an evil playthrough of Fallout 3? Let me know in the comments below. To see more videos like this, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.